Hi, I'm Paul, a former personal trainer and nutritionist. Currently, I run the HENCH HERBIVORE YouTube channel. I'm also a proud VivoLife ambassador, and in today's video, we're talking how to grow muscle on a plant-based diet, and I'm going to show you 3 delicious muscle building recipes. Muscle building wise, one of the main issues when you're eating a vegan diet, particularly if you eat a lot in the way of healthy foods, you know, your fruits and vegetables, which are high water, high fiber, lower calorie. The main issue really is volume. It's getting enough calories in. So one strategy which we're going to take advantage of for breakfast is to drink your calories. So we're going to make a lovely smoothie. Quick bonus tip, if you're the sort of person to forget to take your supplements, do it first, just tick that off. I've got my VivoLife B12, D3 and omega-3, I take those daily. This meal is always pre-workout, so I take my Perform protein powder. Typically I go for the salted maca caramel. I feel like it gives a little boost to my training, and it gives a delicious toffee flavour to my smoothie as well, which don't hurt. Got oats for long burning energy, dates for some fast energy and some sweetness, some delicious berries to add flavour and antioxidants. Got my flax and my chia seeds, loads of omega-3s, very important on a vegan diet. And then I've got a little inch bit of ginger there, powerful anti-inflammatory. Got arame, seaweed, that's for iodine. Got the superfood powder, amla, powdered Indian gooseberry, the most antioxidant rich food in the world. You can get that at Asian supermarkets or online. And again, pre-workout, I've got my VivoLife creatine. Let's try this bad boy out. Delicious. So no talk about muscle growth would be complete without talking a little bit about protein. Where do you get your protein? Most of the science has been done on athletes, and it's on total body weight rather than lean body weight. Of course, fat doesn't require any protein, just muscle requires protein. So the recommendations are, if you're trying to put muscle on the quickest, you'll be eating in a caloric surplus, eating more calories than you're burning. 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day seems to be enough for pretty much everyone. If you've got much in the way of body fat and you're trying to recomposition, you're trying to burn some fat off and grow some muscle, it'll be a slower process, and nearer 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day should be about optimal. Again, in terms of volume, to get enough protein in can be difficult if you're a larger sort of strength or physique athlete. So I think like 1 or 2 scoops of a quality protein powder like VivoLife are a real godsend. And just to reiterate, you can eat, masses of protein. If you're in a caloric deficit, you're not going to build muscle, you're going to be burning muscle off. So make sure you're at least in maintenance if you've got some body fat that you want to get rid of, or in a caloric surplus. Say, I don't know, about 200 calories should be enough for most people. You don't want to go too mad and put loads of fat on. That would be a good number to aim for. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to do a little quick workout, and then I'll see you for lunch. I'm hungry, missus. What's for lunch?
Well, we're going to have a Buddha bowl.
Yay, I love a Buddha bowl.
They're so versatile, aren't they? Just great snack. Let me introduce you to the fellas. So our main protein source is going to be legumes. That's typically what we will have in most meals for protein is legumes. There's tons of protein in there. And plus they also have a lot of the micros that you typically associate with meat. So great choice, good to know if you are doing veganuary and also muscle building. And speaking of protein, we've got quinoa today as one of our starch sources. There's a lot of protein in there. I'd say it's one of the highest protein content grains, is that right?
Yes.
Great. We're also going to have potatoes.
You're good.
They're just great.
They are, aren't they?
And then we're going to have a load of salady bits. You can just have whatever you want. So we've got some like lettuce and a selection of lovely salady things. We're also having some sun-dried tomatoes. These ones are dehydrated and they're a bit salty. So what I'm going to do is put some water on them, rehydrate them and get some of that salt off as well. For some flavourings, we've got lemon and some salt over there if we wish for it. Garlic, onion powder, smoked paprika, nutritional yeast. This is 50% protein by weight, which is good to know. We'll have sriracha, some, what is this, salsa? That's doing so well.
You were doing so good.
Jalapenos. And then, so we've got 3 fat sources here, some Kalamata olives, some tahini, and what's this one called? Avocado. Another great tactic if you're trying to gain muscle is to up your fat intake a little bit. It makes it easier.
Yeah, 9 calories per gram as opposed to 4 calories for protein and fat.
Yeah.
Carbs! No,
Oh,
I'm
God.
getting my words wrong. Get me out of here. What are you doing with these spuds then?
We're going to put them in the air fryer. You could just put them in the oven if you want to, but we're going to be fancy because we've got an air fryer. So I'm going to chop them up first.
So making little kind of cubes, I suppose you call them.
Yeah, little bite-sized.
Not quite cubes, but
Little bite-sized pieces. They'll cook quicker, and I just like them like that.
just a little bit of kind of crunch just really adds to a meal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, potatoes, nice and calorific, great bodybuilding fare.
So now I'm just going to coat them with a bit of garlic, onion powder, and a little touch of salt. I'm going to get right in there and mix them up good. So I'll pop my potatoes in my air fryer on some parchment paper. I've got it on 200 degrees. I'm going to cook them for 35 minutes.
I think I just heard someone.
I think you did. Who is it? Keegan, he's playing on us. Hello.
I don't know, I leave the room for 1 minute and you chopped all the veg.
Chopped
Look at
all
that.
the veg.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
And what are you doing here, mate?
So plain grains can be a bit boring, so I'm chopping up some jalapenos, olives, and sun-dried tomatoes to go in there. So these are all nice and plump now. I've just drained the water out.
Plump. And what's this device you got?
This is called a cherry pitter, and it really expertly just takes the pits out of cherries and olives. Great little device.
I think is it a cherry D pitter?
What did I say?
Pitter. Anyway, you'll find it. It's on Amazon or whatever, or some good place which don't exploit
I got this
people.
one in America, so if you don't live there, you can't have it, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna make the dip now. So I've got a can of white beans, about half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of mustard, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, some nutritional yeast. I'm trying to think how much I normally put in. I usually just like tip it. I think I probably do 3 or 4 tablespoons, we'll say.
Okay, so for the benefit of people at home, this will be like it's a very cheesy flavour, isn't it? Nutritional yeast, in case you haven't come across that before. It's a very good ingredient. So with the smoked paprika, it's going to be like a smoky cheese dip.
Yes.
Lovely.
Exactly.
Oh, that's my favourite.
Gonna put a tablespoon of tahini. Really, you could just put as much as you want of this. Gonna have a little squeeze of lemon. I'm just squeezing it into here first so I don't get any pips. About a tablespoon there.
Oh, you're getting good.
So we're gonna start with a little water and just add a bit more if you need to. You can always add more, but you can't take it out again. Okay, so it's time to just plate it all up now. Lovely.
I don't go too mad with greens if I'm on a bulking cycle, because obviously it's good food, but it takes up a lot of space in your stomach.
The tahini's going on. And some sriracha.
Look at this bowl of deliciousness. You know, they say we eat with our eyes. The more appetising you can make it look, the more you'll want to tuck in. I can't wait to get stuck into all of this. My mouth's actually watering now. Anyway, you don't need to see me chowing down on that. After I've had this, I'm going to hang out with the little lady. We're going to have a game of chess, trying to expand our minds a little bit. We're learning that as a new thing. We're going to have a walk as well. But I'll see you guys at dinner. For dinner today, I'm making a lovely noodle soup. Now, another strategy to get enough volume of food in and enough protein is to sometimes use tofu in place of like proper beans or other legumes. So it's just less fibre dense. So that's going to be our centerpiece. Let me introduce you to the ingredients. For noodle soup, you will need noodles, obviously. We're going to use this miso paste as well. For the tofu, you're going to need, well, tofu. We're going to use some tamari, some maple syrup, and some lime. Also some sesame seeds to encrust the tofu with, make it extra special. Use whatever veggies you want in the soup. I've got bok choy, mushrooms, onion, carrots, peppers, garlic and some ginger as well. For toppings I've got chili, lime, coriander, spring onions, red cabbage, sriracha and hoisin sauce. First job is to press the tofu. If you're lucky like me, you'll have a tofu press, else you need to wrap the tofu in a clean tea towel, put some heavy books on top. Either way, you'll leave it for 10 minutes. The first step to getting good tofu is to get as much water out as possible. The second step to great tofu is a fantastic marinade. It's all in the flavouring. So to a large bowl, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of tamari. I'm going to make 2 servings because the little lady's going to have some as well. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup for a sweet element. Going to add the juice of half a lime. And I'm really sorry, but there's going to be a last minute addition. I'm going to add some smoky paprika because I've just decided I want a little smoky element as well. Give that a good old mix up. Now you want to chop your vegetables. Okay. So now we're going to cube the tofu. Then we're going to put the tofu in with the marinade and give it a good mix. I've let this marinate for as long as I can stand. I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of sesame seeds. Give them a little mix. So I've got some parchment paper in my air fryer basket. Add the tofu. Oh, there's a couple of little naughty bits. In the air fryer, I'm going to go 30 minutes on full whack. If you've not got an air fryer, you can whack them in the oven, 200 degrees for about 40 minutes, flipping halfway through. We've given the tofu 15 minutes to cook. Now we're going to start stir frying all the veggies. I'm actually steam frying, just using a little water, which is healthier than oil. Okay, so the veggies are nearly done. Just going to add in some garlic just towards the end of cooking there. Because the garlic's a lot smaller than the large vegetables, if you add it too early on, it's going to burn, you see. Anyway, stir that in, cook that for just a few more minutes. We're almost there now, so we're going to put the noodles on. This vermicelli just takes 3 minutes. You just sit it in hot water. Just in there. So I'm adding a litre of recently boiled water there. Give that a little stir through. I've got about a heaped tablespoon of miso, which I've mixed with cold water there. I've heard because miso is fermented, that helps to keep some of the bacteria still alive. I don't know how much I believe that in hot food, but there you go. I had to go at it anyway. Okay, so it's time to layer up your soup. Noodles go in first. I need about 2/3 of these. I don't know how we're going to measure it.
Don't worry about it.
Is that about right, mate?
Yeah.
I think you look like you've got more than me.
Oh.
Let's put paid to that.
Separate, we'll have like a Lady in the Tramp moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nearly forgot to add the tamari to the soup. That wouldn't have been very nice without a bit of a salty element. I'm just going to add in a tablespoon. And now you want to ladle some soup in. This is what passes for a ladle in our house. So we're going to pop the tofu in the middle there. And we're going to add our toppings. Add the coriander there. And then a little bit of sauce. I'm going to remove the sriracha. And a little bit of hoisin. Get out of it. That's my food. The good thing about this soup is that with all the toppings and the sauces, it's super delicious. You know, when you need to eat a lot of calories, you want to make it super tasty. Lovely presentation. I'm going to ruin it all. You should actually mix all these in. That's the way to really do it. Really flavour the broth. Let's give it a little try. For dessert, again, dried fruit is a great way of getting more calories in. To do it on the cheap, you can just use raisins. Super easy. I've also got some seeds. I've got sunflower and pumpkin seeds. Again, fat, so lots of calories. There's lots of protein as well. In the sunflower seeds, we have vitamin E. In the pumpkin seeds, nearly called them flax seeds, we have lots of zinc. 2 nutrients that they are easy to get on a vegan diet, but if you don't take a bit of care, you can come up short. So there's 2 seeds that I like to include most days. Be sure to subscribe to the Viva Life channel for more great videos. Hey, you could even subscribe to me, Hench Herbivore, as well, if you like. See you around, guys.